Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of CNC Productions. And today we're going to be doing another episode of the Ark Survival Evolved Dossier readings. This time we're going to be reading the dossiers from the Ark Extinction DLC. I'm going to be reading all 6 of the unique dossiers that are in the Extinction DLC, not including the unique creatures that do not have dossiers, such as the corrupt tumors, the mechs, or the scouts. Simply the 6 dossiers that are in there right now. This also does not include the titans or the bosses, which have separate dossiers that I may cover in a video. But without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into the 6 dossiers of the Ark Extinction DLC. The first one being the Milanosaurus. Milanosaurus spinavulatus dwells in a small desert found outside the abandoned city, which is particularly fitting because it looks like it's growing several cacti right on its face. As unfashionable as its facial fins might be, I recommend keeping a close eye on them. While said fins are folded inwards, Milanosaurus behaves like your average theropod, attacking with claws and teeth. However, when those fins are spread wide, Milanosaurus can rapidly fire a storm of spines at its prey. However, while in this state, its mobility is greatly hampered, and it will eventually wear itself out. Therefore, it sometimes prefers to unleash its spines in a single deadly burst. By spinning around and firing a salvo of spines at the same time, Milanosaurus can defend itself from every angle at once. Given its versatility, Milanosaurus spinavulatus makes an excellent single rider mount in most combat situations, but it's particularly effective when defending an entrenched position. It's just like a living, breathing Gatling gun. Just be careful when giving it a congratulatory hug or pat on the head. Getting spined by your own war steed would be a rather embarrassing way to go. Next up is the Snow Owl. Discovering Bubo Chinookus was a pleasant surprise. Owls are remarkable creatures, but they're not the type that could survive an extinction level event on their own. Since it never strays from the patch of frozen tundra we encountered, I believe the obelisk was the key to its survival. Certainly a descendant of the modern Strigday, Bubo shares many traits with its smaller ancestors. For example, it excretes waste in the form of pellets, which make excellent fertilizer, and their large wings let them save energy during long, silent flights. They even hunt in the same way, by diving towards the ground to attack their prey with powerful talons. However, these talons also secrete a chemical with a high freezing point to slow down their prey, and they can even unleash this chemical in a wide cloud, temporarily freezing their foes. With its swift flying and frigid attacks, Bubo makes an excellent single-rider support mount or scout. The latter is helped by its tremendous vision, which it can share with its rider via its antenna. Not only does this make its enemies easier to see, but Bubo can also spot element veins with ease, even when they're underground. Next up is the Menagremir. Draconis aurigellus appears to be directly related to the stealthy Draconis obscurum. Their stature, gait, and ability to dive through the air are all similar. However, where Draconis obscurum scaled cavern walls to gain the high ground, Draconis aurigellus takes a more bombastic approach. In the middle of its hind feet, Draconis aurigellus' bones form a hollowed-out cylindrical shape that acts as a combustion chamber, which it fills with explosive gas. When ignited, this gas propels it upwards, letting it jump in the air multiple times. From there, it can create a smaller burn in said chambers to hover in place or dive at its prey. Like the icy variant of Draconis vipera, Draconis aurigellus can slow down its foes with its frigid breath, though it's able to take this one step further and freeze its prey solid. Perhaps that's because it's used to living in the tundra environment on the surface, as opposed to a desert. As a mount, Draconis aurigellus can carry multiple adult humans without losing any of its impressive mobility, and its freezing breath makes it a good choice in combat. Whether you're looking to hunt, do battle, or just travel with ease, it makes for an excellent companion. Next up are the Gasbags. It was always hypothesized that a member of the Tardigrade phylum would be the last species on Earth in the event of a global apocalypse. So in some ways, the existence of the Gasbags, no, I'm not pronouncing its scientific name, I'm sorry, is completely expected. Its size and method of travel, however, less so. Gasbags are slow and ineffective in a fight, so to survive it tends to choose flight, literally. First, it inflates itself like a balloon, briefly slowing down and gaining durability. Then it launches itself into the air by expelling gas through a series of sphincters in its underbelly, which it also uses to slow its descent. Yes, it's as unusual as it sounds, but Gasbags make the most of its inflatable nature. In addition to jumping, it can use its stored-up gases to push back aggressors, or even float on water. While a poor steed in battle, Gasbags are fantastic beasts of burden. The hairs on its back let a single rider steer it without a saddle, and it carries an incredible amount of cargo for its size. A small caravan of these could see us swimming in resources in no time. Next is the Gacha. A gentle giant, Macrodryadus crystallinus, spends its days foraging for food in the dense forest it calls home, though it rarely has to look very far. Thanks to its extraordinary digestive system, not only can the Gacha eat just about anything, but it can also turn to a diet of scraps into a mountain of precious resources. Instead of producing excrement, the Gacha grows glittering crystals upon its back, which fall off when they reach their full size. Shattering these crystals can yield precious resources as the Gacha is somehow able to transmute the materials it eats into something entirely different. One of our pilots likened the process to the Gachapon machines from his memories of growing up in Japan, and I guess the name stuck. Though its crystals prevent the Gacha from wearing a traditional saddle, if its rider is willing to sit in the basket that hangs from the Gacha's neck, then they'll find its long claws are well suited for mining resources. Personally though, I'd keep one around just for the crystals. The free presents, the way they glow at night, totally worth the potential nausea from the basket saddle. Finally are the Corrupted. Even at its most deadly, there's nothing as beautiful as nature. Yet by definition, that beauty only exists if nature is left to run its course, free from interference or invasion. Sadly, that's not what happened here. These poor creatures have been infected and twisted by an outside force. I've seen how element can alter the evolutionary trajectory of a species in small indirect doses, but this goes far beyond that. The element that grows within these animals has taken hold of their minds and driven them mad. They move as one, ravaging everything in their path, and often push themselves beyond their physical limits. We found that they have a sixth sense for element, and on occasion have used that to our advantage. Otherwise, they are an unfeeling, ravenous horde. At my insistence, we've tried on several occasions to remove the corruption from these hapless beasts, but to no avail. Every time we have to fend them off, I feel a pang of guilt in my heart, but putting them down is the kindest thing we can do for them. And there you guys go. Those were the 6 creature dossiers from Arc Extinction. Now I'll probably be doing a separate video including all of the boss dossiers, the Titans, the Manticore, the Dragon, all those later, in a later dossier video. And I'll of course continue my dossier readings for the other regular creatures from the island. But until then, I hope you guys enjoyed this video of the Ark Survival Evolved dossier readings for the Extinction DLC. Hope you guys enjoyed this DLC as much as I did. If you enjoyed this video, then leave a like, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.